Imagine, for a moment, that behind the scenes at St. James's Park lies something that few supporters truly notice. Amid signed documents, discreet meetings and high-level decisions, Newcastle United has been taking steps that could shape not only the coming months but also the next decade of the club. Curiously, this movement has little to do with sensational signings or transfer rumors. Something much bigger is happening behind the curtains, and that is exactly what you are about to discover today. But before we dive into this revelation, a quick invitation. If you are a passionate Magpies supporter and want to always stay up to date with the club's behind-the-scenes developments, subscribe to the channel now. Each subscription helps our work grow and motivates us to bring exclusive news, always with a detailed eye on everything surrounding Newcastle United. So don't waste any time, click the subscribe button, and join this community that keeps growing. Returning to our main point, what stands out is a silent movement involving financial strategy and considerable administrative intelligence. While most focus is on the pitch, Newcastle has been working tirelessly off it to ensure the club not only survives the ever-increasing demands of the Premier League, but also competes on equal footing with the established giants. The key here is not merely spending more money, but spending wisely. This move is strategic because it allows the club to maintain its sporting ambitions without falling into traps that could compromise its future. Fans often do not realize that in modern football, victory is not always decided solely on the pitch, but also in meeting rooms, financial calculations, and opportunities that few clubs can see. It is this type of foresight that separates those who merely participate in the Premier League from those with the potential to dominate it. And here comes the big revelation. According to documents from Companies House, the owners of Newcastle United exploited a loophole known as domestic management to inject no less than £106.5 million into the club. What may initially appear to be a mere accounting maneuver is, in reality, one of the smartest moves the club could have made. Rather than taking on loans that would create future debt, Newcastle opted to issue new shares, strengthening its financial base without creating repayment obligations. This method had already been used on 3 other occasions last year, when amounts of £15 million, £35 million, and £37 million were added to the club's funds through the same strategy. The result is a healthier balance sheet and the ability to continue investing in strategic areas without breaching financial sustainability rules. Such administrative clarity proves essential in times of increased scrutiny, particularly under PSR regulations, which strictly limit spending. It is also worth highlighting that this type of action ensures the main shareholders maintain their proportions within the club. The split between the PIF and the Reuben family, 85% and 15% respectively, remains unchanged even with the new funds injected. In other words, Newcastle can add more fuel to the tank without altering ownership control, which strengthens management stability. This balance is crucial to continuing the ambitious project that has already borne fruit, such as the return to the Champions League. Speaking of which, former CEO Darren Eales had already indicated in March that the club entered 2025 in a strong position, noting a 28% revenue growth. Among the factors he highlighted were an increase in matchday attendance, improved sponsorship deals, and a renewed focus on expanding the Newcastle United brand globally. All this demonstrates that the strategy is not merely about survival, but expansion. And it is precisely at this point that the recent decision fits perfectly. Furthermore, if you enjoy analyses like this, which explains simply what really happens behind the scenes at Newcastle, take this moment to subscribe to the channel. Here, every detail matters, and our mission is to bring you information clearly, without fluff, but with the excitement that only football can provide. Click now and become part of this journey. It is also interesting to note how Eddie Howe, even while focused on the pitch, admitted that the limitation imposed by the PSR significantly restricted the club's transfer possibilities. He was clear in stating that Newcastle is not among the biggest spenders in the league, and that this often influences players' decisions when choosing their destinations. This administrative maneuver, therefore, acts as an antidote to these limitations, allowing the club to remain competitive without breaching the rules. Another relevant point is the psychological aspect. Players arriving at the club feel confident being part of a stable and well-structured project. Howe mentioned that although some players choose other destinations for financial reasons, those who come to Newcastle benefit from a unique experience playing in front of one of the most passionate fan bases in the world. When this passion is combined with efficient management, it creates a positive cycle capable of attracting more talent. And here is the key message behind this move. Newcastle United is not merely buying time or circumventing difficulties. The club is building solid foundations for sustainable growth, allowing it to compete year after year, regardless of the ups and downs of the transfer market. The investment made today through this strategy could be the differentiator, enabling the club to achieve even greater objectives in the near future. Once again, if you follow every step of Newcastle and don't want to miss analyses like this, take the moment to subscribe to the channel. Your participation is essential for us to continue bringing exclusive content and keeping our community informed and engaged. The source of this information is reliable, Documents filed with Companies House, along with analyses shared by football finance expert Kieran Maguire, confirm the accuracy of this move. This is not speculation or a rumour, but an official and transparent decision that reinforces the seriousness of Newcastle United's project. In summary, while many clubs struggle with limitations, debt, and hasty decisions, Newcastle demonstrates that thinking differently is possible. It is a bold bet, but one that could yield tremendous rewards, and it is precisely this vision, going beyond the obvious, that puts the Magpies on a promising path towards the top of the Premier League and, potentially, Europe. And to make sure you don't miss any news like this, remember to subscribe now, activate notifications, and continue following everything about Newcastle United with us. Here, you will always get the information at the right time, in a simple and passionate way, just as it should be when talking about football.